Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at FlyEagles011 Ferocious Cup run. He won this huge 8-round tournament held in Richmond, Virginia, hosted by the community there. Really great tournament, lots of fun, was streamed, and let's go ahead and take a look. His team consists of Alolan Sandslash, Umbreon, Double Water, Skuntank, and Alolan Ninetales. Gonna switch out into Suicune. Not really sure why the switch out occurred. Maybe hoping to catch the Umbreon later on. But it does run into this Linoone, and Bubble Beam goes through, shielded, and man, the energy generation from Suicune is absolutely ridiculous. Landing this Hydro Pump, I'm gonna do a ton of damage. Going to shield against this Grass Knot, and gonna land a second Bubble Beam, and really reducing the attack of this Linoone. And gonna shield, and let's see what he does. One thing I noticed about, because I've already showcasted this, I just screwed up and had to re-record it. But one thing I noticed in FlyEagles' side is that once he's ahead, once he's in the lead, he plays pretty conservatively. He plays quite conservative and tries to maintain, doesn't take any huge risks, recognizes that he's already in a winning position, and almost got KO'd there, but does go for the Psyshock, and does a lot of damage to this Vaporeon, and is going to get hit by this Aqua Tail, but it's quite right, shields it down. Crunch is going to KO. And taking the first, this is actually the second game of round number 1, because he didn't have the recording from game number 1. So this is game number 3. So he's already won this set. Gonna go into this Umbreon mirror match and switch out into Alolan Ninetales. Gonna be able to hit the Surf. This Alolan Ninetales is, well, actually no. This Alolan Ninetales is gonna be able to faint down. And here comes Suicune, looking to nerf the attack of this Alolan Ninetales, and gets a shield. That was kind of a weird shield, to be honest. Blizzard! Oh my gosh, Jesus! Okay. Wow, okay. I definitely was not expecting that. That is very strange. Likely just has single moves, and FlyEagle recognizing that is Blizzard. And, unfortunately, it was too late on that Hydro Pump. Gonna have to burn the shield to land this Hydro Pump, which is definitely a very smart decision, considering a Hydro Pump is gonna do a lot of damage, and gonna also be able to Bubble Beam this Umbreon, and expect to switch out. And here comes the last resort, and is in a very positive situation. And let's Dark Pulse, okay. All right. Gonna land this Foul Play. I don't think this is gonna KO. Nope, it is not. Here comes Linoone, and looking to hit another Foul Play. Oh, it's gonna be pretty close. And another one is gonna come. This is gonna be a Grass Knot. And able to land. It needs to land one more. Grass Knot is not going to KO. Oh my gosh, leaves it with like single digit HP, and trying to switch, but not able to, and probably for the best that he didn't switch, or he probably would have lost that match. So now going to move on to round number 2 against Geocache Trainer. Suicune into Aggron. Obviously a very favorable matchup for Suicune. Bubble shield, okay, definitely don't shield that. Here comes likely Thunder, and I think this is a SmackDown version. It's a little hard for me to see the animation because of the high speed. Gonna land the second Hydro Pump and take out this Aggron. So up shields, wind switch. Gonna be able to land this Bubble Beam. And this Umbreon is going to take out, well, definitely don't Last Resort. And going to foul play. All right, playing mind games here. And let's see what's in the back. It's going to be Alolan Ninetales. With Umbreon in the back, it's not a really good situation. And likely, for sure, doing the foul play instead of Last Resort onto Alolan Ninetales is what ultimately cost Geocache Trainer this matchup. Well, potentially this matchup. Because the Alolan Ninetales would have had a decent amount of health left. And this Umbreon would have had to go up for a Last Resort to KO. And it would have been quite a bit. So FlyEagles able to take advantage of his opponent's mistakes and take the advantage. Going up against Raichu, and Alolan Ninetales comes in. And let's see. Going to go for this Gyro Ball, which is going to one-shot this Alolan Ninetales. Do quite a bit of damage. And let's see. This Brick Break is going to do a lot of damage to this Alolan Sandslash double super effective. Going to come in with Alolan Ninetales. Needs to gamble on which one's going to be Wild Charge, which is going to be Brick Break. It's Wild Charge, so if another charge move does come in, it's just going to be Brick Break, which is not too big a worry for this Alolan Ninetales. And able to take out the... And we see the Ice Beam. And then immediate switch out to Umbreon to catch this foul play. Shield does come up, and this is pretty much a wrap. This Aggron might be able to get off one more charge move, but it really doesn't matter. There's just shield up. Heavy Slam, and is going to take the L on this match. So FlyEagles easily dispatching his opponent and winning the second round matchup and going to the game 3. Gonna meet Suicune into Alolan Ninetales. Pretty interesting matchup. Gonna Bubble Beam this Ninetales and gonna look to Bubble Beam a second time, leaving this Ninetales pretty low. Gonna switch out to his own Alolan Ninetales. Not going to shield. It's not going to do very much damage. And let's see. Okay, switches into the Umbreon. I already know what happened. I'm pretty sure this is misclick because his opponent does have Aggron in the back. And going to go for this Ice Beam, which is going to do a decent amount. And then going to be able to get Charm down. And then here comes Aggron. And put it in a not really great position at all. You're going to switch out into... Umbreon into this Aggron. Foul play. And Heavy Slam. Oh, Thunder. Okay, well, definitely don't do Thunder when there's shields up. And gonna hit by another one. And I expect the shield to come up. Heavy Slam. And going to land another foul play to take out this Aggron. And going to be met by this... Oh, a little greedy. But thank goodness that Alolan Ninetales is double reduced in damage. And going to be able to land this Hydro Pump to take out this Alolan Ninetales and take the victory. Going to move on to round number 3 against Matt Swar. And... gonna go Umbreon into this Furret. This is a very favorable matchup for Umbreon, and I'm pretty sure this is. I think he only has like game 2 and 3 in this matchup. But I could be wrong on this one. Maybe have all 3. I don't know. We'll see. Gonna land multiple foul plays, and needs to determine is this a Hyper Beam or this is gonna be a Brick Break. Even if it's Hyper Beam, gonna be able to survive it. Ends up being a Brick Break. And switch out a little slow on the switch. I'm going to be able to land this Last Resort. And switch out into Skunk Tank. Shield comes up. And going to be able to farm down this Skunk Tank. and he can safely land the crunch, just because once Alolan Ninetales comes off the field, crunch is either neutral or super effective against the rest of the team. So there's no need to wait. Potentially could have went for a Sludge Bomb there, but if that Mining decided to try to farm down, then would be able to land another crunch. And going to not shield, just a discharge. And let's see what's in the back. Oh, we already know it's going to be a Ferret, and this is probably going to be a Brick Break. And going to look to land, this is just going to be a Brick Break as well. And going to look to land this Psyshock to take out Matt's Ferret. All right, Ferret with the cutest animation in the game, but unfortunately not strong enough. Going to lead this Alolan Sandslash, which is pretty dangerous against Ferret, because that Brick Break would do a lot of damage, but does catch the very favorable matchup. Because these Powder Snow and Ice Punches are going to do neutral damage. Yeah, neutral damage. But Piloswine's also very squishy. Going to look to go into Alolan Ninetales. And going to look to want to try to farm down. Brick Break, followed by, just one. Going to go with Piloswine, and going to look to shield. This Piloswine does generate energy very quickly, so might as well fire off the Psyshock right now. And this Piloswine's definitely going to get off the charge move. Expect no shield, and this is going to be a Stone Edge. And going to go into Alolan Sandslash. And this is the crazy part. No shield here. No. Definitely would have lost anyways, to be honest, because would have been able to just go for another Gyro Ball and slide Umbreon on the back. So it didn't really matter. But going to go into game number 2 in round number 3. And going to land this Bubble Beam right before the Foul Play, which is going to be huge because now this Foul Play doesn't do very much damage at all. And another Foul Play, going to shield. I don't think shield is necessarily it's definitely an optional play. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a mandatory shield, just because those Foul Plays are not doing very much damage. Going to switch out and going to be met by the Skuntank Mirror. Oh, this is a different opponent. Oh, yeah, I forgot that. He only had Lancia, Scienticia, I don't know, something like that. Going to land that Sludge Bomb and going to land this Crunch, which I don't think would KO on either side, but shield does come up. It might KO at this health range. And going to land another Crunch. See if a shield comes up. Shield does come up. And gonna crunch down, take out this Skuntank, and B-Barrel is gonna be able to farm down this Skuntank. Shields down. This is not good, and gonna be switches in Nidoqueen, and no switch out from this Nidoqueen. And here comes Umbreon, gonna be able to land the Surf. Umbreon's a tank though, absolute tank. And this is not going to KO either. And able to take that first matchup in round number 4. And Alolan Ninetales does catch the lead. Umbreon lead. And expect the immediate switch out. Oh, man. Had the switch window open. Definitely an error. Definitely want to catch the Vaporeon with Umbreon. And now it's going to be all out of order. Going to do some decent damage versus this Vaporeon, and does catch the shield. This Vaporeon probably should have farmed down, but it's quite alright. Didn't want to take any risk. And going to be left in this pretty tough matchup versus Umbreon. These Aqua Tails are not doing very much damage at all. And going to Foul Play. Going to be met by the Umbreon Mirror and no longer able to take advantage because of that error in this. Yeah, and then you're going to see Last Resort, Nidoqueen. That Nidoqueen would have been a really terrible matchup for that alone. it would have been a really bad matchup for the Nidoqueen going up against the Alolan Sandslash, but because of the wrong switch, does get the defense drop, of course, and this is not going to KO either. And a shield comes up. Oh man, I think the farm down was the only way to potentially win this, but with the defense drop, these charge moves are just going to do too much damage. I'd say without the defense drop, maybe could have won, even with the huge air, but it's going to be too much. Too much. And another foul play, and able to take out. And now we're going to game number 3 in round number 4. Gonna go Skunk Tank lead, or gonna go Umbreon, Skunk Tank, Alolan Ninetales. And looking to land this foul play right away. And here comes the shield. Does shield the Earthquake. And going to switch out into Alolan Ninetales. The switch is very late, though. Might get hit by... I might have to shield to preserve this Ninetales. Makes a pretty big mistake here by going with Psyshock. Actually does less damage than a Charm. And going to get taken out by this final last resort. Gonna look to want to farm down this Umbreon, and gonna be put in a pretty tough situation. Gonna look to foul play and look to land another foul play. And trying to land this last foul play. Gonna put a shield up. And gonna land this foul play onto this Vaporeon, and gonna put this Vaporeon with the poison jab and crunch damage in crunch range. It actually really doesn't make sense that Skunk Tank beat Vaporeon to the charge move, but you know, things don't always have to make sense. So gonna be able to take out this Nidoqueen. And gonna go. This is from House Stark's perspective. Because they were on stream and only House Stark stream was more reliable. Gonna go FlyEagles leading that Suicune into the Alolan Ninetales. Knows that it just wants to Bubble Beam right away and expect a second Bubble Beam to occur. And FlyEagle likes to play it so that there's a Hydro Pump as the third charge move. And because this is a double reduced down Alolan Ninetales, expects that people are not going to shield, but shield does come up and puts FlyEagles in a pretty particular situation. Going to be able to land this third Bubble Beam, so this Alolan Ninetales is doing way less damage. And here comes Alolan Sandslash. Did charge up a little bit of energy, but now is way behind in energy. And House Stark QSAing, and QSA successfully goes through, so it does maintain this energy advantage. And another one goes through, and FlyEagles gonna be able to land to this another last resort. Good switch out. And let's see how FlyEagles decides to respond. Should have really tried to farm down, to be honest. I think that's ultimately going to be his downfall in this matchup. If he loses, I'm going to land this foul play, which no shield comes up for, and this Ice Punch is not going to KO. And going to look to farm up a little bit on House Stark's side and land this foul play. And looking to land one more and not able to. That was a very costly situation. And gonna land this Ice Punch. And gonna have to shield. These Powder Snows are certainly adding up. And this, because House Stark missed that foul play. It ends up costing him quite a bit in this matchup. And here comes Umbreon, which is going to KO this Nidoqueen. Right when times was up, he actually didn't get that off. He actually might have lost because I actually think he had a lower percentage of health left on his Umbreon than the Nidoqueen. So House Stark going to lead. Going to go with this Alolan Ninetales double water strategy. Going to be met with Umbreon. Let's see how these two sides played out. Auto switch on House Stark's side. And let's see if this is going to be Hyper Fang. It is going to be Hyper Fang. And FlyEagles, see if he gets baited. He does not. And another Aqua Tail is going to go through, which no shield comes up for. And going to look to double shield this Vaporeon. So now down 2 shields to 0, but with a decent amount of energy. And here comes Umbreon. Going to look to land this Last Resort. And shield comes up. So FlyEagles recognizing that was going to be their occurrence. And going to be able to land this Aqua Tail. And which does go through, though it doesn't do a lot of damage. And now this Umbreon has quite a bit of energy left. I'm going to eat a auto switch. Oh man, this is going to be a very close match. If this Alolan Sandslash had Bulldoze, this would be I would say a pretty convincing win for Alolan Sandslash. But these Ice Punches and Power Sword are doing neutral damage and going to be able to farm down and going to Last Resort, gonna foul play right away. And this is a wrap for House Stark. All right. So now we're moving on to game number 3. So let's see how these two decide to respond. This is actually very confusing, casting from House Stark side or flipping back and forth. But regardless, let's see how these two decide to play it out. Gonna lead, again, same situation. Immediate switch out is gonna occur. And again, this B-Barrel likely looking to land this Hyper Fang. No shield comes out from House Stark's side. Hyper Fang comes through, which is not a great situation for the Vaporeon. And Last Resort goes through, and then this is going to be a Surf. Shield comes up and does put FlyEagles in a very tough position right now. And let's see, Last Resort does go through. Let's see, the shield comes up, no shield. Gonna auto switch into Skunk Tank. They simultaneously switch, but down. FlyEagles up a shield, 2 shields to 1, and this is gonna be a Surf, which is gonna be shielded. And oh man, this is gonna be very close. FlyEagles electing to shield this Surf, gonna farm up a little bit of energy, and basically has enough to survive 1 charm. And able to get off this Sludge Bomb by like literally the slimmest of margins. Without that Sludge Bomb, it definitely probably would have been a win for House Stark. But GG. Going up against Mr. Valor up with Minun, Umbreon, Nidoqueen, a Skunk Tank, B-Barrel, and Alolan Ninetales into this Umbreon mirror match. Again, like in this matchup, like sometimes you actually want to lose this matchup so you can farm up with your next Pokemon to build up some energy. As long as you can KO Umbreon beforehand. A little bit of lag does put this FlyEagles Umbreon at 1 Snarl disadvantage, which is actually going to be a pretty big deal. At least if they're in this individual matchup, maybe not that big deal in the long run. And gonna not shield Last Resort, and another Last Resort coming through. And not able to get to that charge move. And instantly go into a lone sand slash, not playing around, and just gonna hit the ice punch right away to grab the shield. And I expect could be shield, could be not, and I do expect the farm down. And gonna go into Skunk Tank onto a lone sand slash, which is kind of a weird move to be honest, because these poison jabs are being double resisted by the steel typing, and it's not a good news for Skunk Tank, as a lone sand slash is super spammy, and a shield comes up. I expect a little bit of farming on FlyEagle's side, but he's a very conservative battler, not gonna farm up too aggressively, and gonna ice punch, and gonna be able to farm down this Umbreon, and gonna meet this Nidoqueen. Good restraint on FlyEagle's side, not landing the ice punch onto Umbreon, and left in a really positive situation right now, and gonna be able to land both. And coming Skunk Tank and Nidoqueen against a team with a lone sand slash is very risky. And gonna go Alone Ninetales into Skunk Tank. Let's see if we see the switch out. Gonna switch out to Umbreon, and gonna switch out into Nidoqueen. Not a great situation. Earth Power goes through. No defense drop. Gonna look to land this foul play. And that doesn't KO either. And nope. Okay, unfortunately, did click the charge move, and not gonna bother with it. And gonna look to charm right away, and to get to that slight energy advantage to land this Psyshock, which would did pretty decent. And gonna be met with Umbreon in the back, and that instant switch into Umbreon is look to prevent too much of an energy advantage on the Skunk Tank, which is pretty dangerous for Umbreon. And gonna look to land this Sludge Bomb right away. See if a shield comes up. No shield comes up. That is ultra dangerous, because I expect a shield to come up and then a farm down with this Skunk Tank. The Sludge Bomb, and gonna look to charm right down, and was probably about too short. And this is from this is the final round. Unfortunately, I don't have the Asian Milkman round 7 matchup, and this is from Dose Dragon Ball's perspective against FlyEagle. We see the Umbreon mirror match. Dose Dragon Ball staying super disciplined, looking to piggyback 2.0, which he was able to. And now he is ahead on energy. Again, saying that discipline post, not doing QSA, which I think is probably appropriate. Doesn't land the piggyback 2.0 because the Snarl was able to go through. Timing was slightly off. And gonna look to land this last resort right away, because knows he is ahead on energy. And gonna look to land one more last resort to KO FlyEagle's Umbreon. And able to land that last resort, and Skunk Tank coming through, and not able to farm down this Umbreon all the way down, and left it with very little health, but that Skunk Tank has quite a bit of energy, which is not great for either matchups, but does decide to go Nidoqueen, because Nidoqueen does double resist the poison jabs, but that lets a crunch go through, and another crunch, a shield should come up. Considering switching, gonna land this Earth Power, and I expect the shield to come up. Shield does come up, and another crunch. Let's see if a shield decides to go up. No shield, and gonna farm down this Nidoqueen, and putting this Skunk Tank in a pretty tough situation. Let's see if a shield decides to come up. Nope, another crunch, and looking to farm down and take out this Skunk Tank. And going to be met with a Alolan Sandslash again, which is not a good matchup for Skunk Tank. And FlyEagles taking this match against Dose Dragon Balls. And going to go into game number 2. Going to be met with Alolan Ninetales. I'm going to insta switch into this is actually the rematch version because there was a little bit of lag. And in the first version, Dose Dragon Balls is able to land the defense drop, not able to get the defense drop, and has to debate if this is going to be Hydro Pump, if this is going to be Bubble Beam. Shields the Bubble Beam. And going to go for the Earthquake. FlyEagles is going to shield and looking to land the Hydro Pump. Let's see if Dose Dragon Balls decides shield. Does not shield. And going to be met with Umbreon. And I expect this to be a Bubble Beam. Looking to nerf this Umbreon as much as possible. And goes to the foul play. And let's see. FlyEagles being a little too greedy there and not getting to had the Bubble Beam but didn't get there. And gonna switch out into Skunk Tank. A little slow on the switch, which might end up costing FlyEagles the matchup. And gonna land the Aqua Tail, and unfortunately this Alolan Ninetales is a little too low health, and there's just too many shields on, or not too much health on this Umbreon in the back. Potentially could have Ice Beam the Umbreon, then did like 2 or 3 charms, but likely would have got beat to the charge move. So now we're moving on to game number 3, which is the decisive matchup against Dose Dragon Balls, looking to create the upset, and FlyEagles trying to sweep and catching the lead. Gonna switch out into B-Barrel on FlyEagles side. This is from Dose Dragon Ball side, switching from Nidoqueen because of the better matchup, or the more straightforward matchup, and this water gun damage is just doing a ton. Gonna look to shield and gonna get water gun down, but FlyEagles does take switch advantage, but Dose Dragon Balls having shield advantage. And gonna be met with Umbreon, and lands the Hyper Fang, which I actually think ended up being the worst decision, just because 2 surfs would have definitely landed, but that's quite alright. And gonna be met with this Vaporeon again, and we see a very similar matchup to game number 2, but let's see how these 2 players decide to adapt. And man, FlyEagles not doing a great job in terms of getting off those charge moves in time, and gonna get water gun down, but no shields left, and did have the charm actually, did have the Side Shock 1 turn earlier, but was thinking about charming down and definitely would have lost. And here comes Last Resort, and gonna get taken out, and FlyEagles taking the championship. Fortunately, I wasn't able to pull off the Asian Milkman's video down from Twitch, just because the video was so in and out. Wasn't worth doing. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna include a link to FlyEagles Twitter down in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.